And there's that Williams. I mean, the mechanic's absolutely on it. You can count the number of people around it. He will get out for a run. It's just whether he can get the necessary runs he needs and whether everything's been put back together absolutely perfectly to enable that car to run.
This is Lance Stroll, who has been in the wall, I would imagine, at turn 15. And the first yellow flag of the session was 4 minutes into it. And that is an absolute disaster, sporting-wise, for Lance Stroll.
Sorry.
And this is what happened to Lance Stroll at turn 15. And the wall comes at you very quickly indeed.
He should have bailed out of that first lap, but he's tried to stay with it. And, you know, the walls around here, you know, you need to be inches away from it, and you can just see understeered in.
George Russell is ready to go. Sorry about that and everything, Lance Stroll, ex-Williams driver, but thanks for buying us a bit of time from the Williams team.
There we go, look, speed's climbing all the way to 327. They've taken a bit of downforce off, I think, and he goes top of the sheets, 41.7.
And that is the Alfa Romeo of Antonio Giovinazzi, and that's the second red flag.
Sorry guys, I crashed.
Copy, Antonio.
Giovinazzi and Stroll are out through crashing at the same corner. Lando Norris now.
Red flag, red flag.
Should I box or continue?
If you can box, if you can box.
Okay. I can't now, till it.
The red flag came out, and rather than being able to come straight into the pits,
Okay, don't worry about it, plenty of time to go again.
Lando Norris felt he was going too fast to be able to pit safely, so stayed out for another lap. Checker flag is out, so Norris is safe, unless, of course, Nikita Mazepin could put in the best lap of his life. But I think he might have pitted, actually. He has pitted. What a session that was. 2 red flags. We lost Stroll and Giovinazzi because of crashes. We lost Mazepin, Schumacher and Latifi as well. 5 are out. Hamilton went fastest. Once again, Hamilton fastest through that final sector, and he's been consistently quickest through that sector as his teammate goes 7th fastest.
Even without a slipstream, isn't it? He's able just to get through there.
As Max Verstappen on another lap has gone fastest through the middle sector on this lap. He's all out by himself. And he crosses the line to go quickest by 5/1000th of a second. Here's Tsunoda with a bit more battery boost than he had on his last lap, goes 4th fastest, only 2/100ths off Max Verstappen. Daniel Ricciardo, and another one into the barriers, and I would imagine that is going to be our 3rd red flag of the session. It is our 3rd red flag of the session, and he just locked up on that front left, and once again, no margin for error.
That will be session stopped as well, so Fernando Alonso will progress through. And why is that? Because with 1 minute and 29 you wouldn't actively get round with a 1 minute and 41.6 is the best lap time. Charles Leclerc 40.5, sector 2 versus Carlos Sainz at 40.6, so it's neck and neck between the two of them.
I was just about to say, Alonso, by the way, matched Sergio Perez through the first sector, and now getting a really good tow behind Lewis Hamilton. There you can see the Mercedes in the distance. Charles Leclerc to the line with a 1:41.2. Now that's not a bad time at all, and matches pretty much what he did as the best time in Q1. Carlos Sainz crosses the line 0.3 down on his teammate, second fastest. The two Mercedes not really pushing on either of their laps. Lando Norris goes 3rd fastest with a 1:41.7. Sergio Perez only 4th fastest. That tow that Leclerc got behind Hamilton really working for him, and ahead even of Max Verstappen. Hamilton 35.5 for the first sector, Bottas 35.8, and then a 41.0. So far 7/10ths up Hamilton on Bottas.
I think Hamilton's got this, Crofty, if he finishes this lap off, because it's always been very good in the last sector.
And he's going to get the slipstream as well. So Valtteri Bottas leading the way for the 2 Silver Arrows down then the main straight, and Hamilton following on behind as the speed there at the first speed trap, 200 miles an hour, but increasing all the way with DRS as well. Bottas goes 7th fastest. Hamilton onto the front row then, couple of tenths behind Charles Leclerc, but a time that we thought was competitive might be very competitive now. It's Charles Leclerc on provisional pole. Pierre Gasly, whose best qualifying in Formula One was last year when he was 4th for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix.
If I was Franz Tost, I'd be telling Tsunoda, give him the biggest tow you're ever going to give him back out your lap.
Yeah, but Tsunoda doing that kind of ruins his lap.
Yeah,
and Yuki Tsunoda wants to impress after a series of, shall we say, poor races since the opening race of the season, and his first ever appearance here, of course, in Q3. Gasly, though, is still very much in range here through the middle sector of 40.5. He has got every chance of splitting Leclerc and Hamilton, or even going faster than Charles Leclerc. Pierre Gasly and the AlphaTauri coming towards the line now. Yuki Tsunoda, his teammate, ahead of him. Tsunoda goes 7th fastest. Gasly 4th fastest. Matches his best ever qualifying in Formula One. Max Verstappen's trying to make progress from 3rd on the grid at the moment up into pole position. Charles Leclerc is leading the field around this 3.7 mile track, and it's a 35.4 in the first sector. And Lewis Hamilton, we've got Yuki Tsunoda and a red flag. So Yuki Tsunoda and also Carlos Sainz, they must have had a coming together. That's it for qualifying. Charles Leclerc, whose crash in Monaco last time out brought an abrupt end to qualifying and saw him on pole, will see himself on pole for a second race running. This time it's not his crash, it's his teammate who's involved with Yuki Tsunoda. So we're on board now with Yuki Tsunoda. First time ever in Q3.
It's too late. It's too late before he even goes on the brakes.
Pushing too hard. But what happened then to Carlos Sainz, I wonder, who would have been behind Yuki Tsunoda? He then locks up and slides his way.
That'll be a gearbox as well.
Oh,
This guy crashes ahead of me. I just lost the focus. So that, no worry.
so did the crash of Tsunoda catch Carlos's attention? And could that have been part of the reason? It was an incredible first lap from Charles Leclerc in this Q3 session, and it has given him a 9th pole position in his Formula One career. And it's kind of redemption Saturday for this man around the streets of Baku, where a crash 2 years ago rather robbed him of a pole position.